What up? I'm B, and welcome to my channel where we talk about all things YouTube drama and current events, but we do it in a way that is fair, reasonable, and as unbiased as possible. Now, typically, we usually focus on YouTube drama because it's always happening, there's always something new to report on and talk about, but I also want to cover certain current events. So today, we're going to be switching it up a little bit. One thing about me is that I love true crime. I also love crafting, even though I'm not very good at it. So I figured let's go ahead and talk about a super interesting true crime story, something that happened within the past few weeks, and we're going to try and make a mummy wine glass from material that I already had at my house. There's no instructions. I know how to cure it because I looked it up, but we're just gonna talk about a story and see if we can make this good. So as far as the craft part of this, got a wine glass, I have some white paint, I have a yarn, and you'll see what we're gonna do with that, but I already painted some eyeballs on this. I think they're a little bit small, but that's fine. We're gonna see what happens. I started this, these are like about 1.25 inches down because you want it so that way the paint isn't gonna touch your lips at all. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started on that, and we are going to be talking about the story of Christine and Michael Barnett. They adopted a 6-year-old girl in 2010. She is from the Ukraine, and she was reported to have dwarfism, but in a spooky turn of events, it seems like she might not be 6 years old. She might be a lot older, and if you've ever seen Orphan, you know where this is going, the movie Orphan. So a little bit about Christine and Michael. They have 3 sons. One of them has autism, but he is like a child prodigy. He wrote like college level courses when he wrote college level papers like theses and like dissertations when he was 12. Christine wrote a book called The Spark, A Mother's Story of Nurturing Genius and Autism. They were on 60 Minutes, so they are like a pretty together family. They have a lot of like notoriety. Everyone really loved Christine's book, so generally speaking, this appears to be a good family. And when they were contacted about adopting this girl, or fostering or adopting her, they were like, yeah, we'll take her. So, like I said, she's 6, she has dwarfism, but shortly after they adopted her, they noticed a few signs that she might be a little bit older than she is letting on. Sorry. Basically, she had fully developed secondary sex traits. She had a very advanced vocabulary. She had little interest in like things that little kids are typically interested in. And dude, I don't know if this is gonna work. She like at one point was pretending that she couldn't walk and would want to be like carried everywhere, but then if they told her to wait or like hold on, we'll carry you there in a second, give us a break, she like would get up and just started running. That happened at the beach, and she just seemed older. At one point, Christine, the mom, she runs like a child's like daycare, and Natalia, the daughter, was like, I don't know how you deal with these kids all day, it's exhausting. And the mom was like, what? So not only does she seem to be a little bit older, pretty soon after, she started exhibiting some pretty disturbing traits. The mom caught her pouring chemicals into her food one day, like into her coffee, and she was like, what are you doing? And the girl was like, I'm poisoning you. Isn't that terrifying? She said, I'm trying to poison you. And then she would like smear blood all over the windows in the house. Dang, I think this is longer than it needs to be. but she would talk about how she wanted to kill the family and like wrap up their bodies in carpet and bury them in the backyard. At one point, Christine caught her attacking a little boy at the daycare center that she runs, like on a monitor, like on a child's monitoring. What is that called? A baby monitor, like a video monitor though. She caught her doing that, and they had to eventually hide all of these sharp objects in their house because she would like threaten them with them and stand over them and watch them sleep. Just do some really creepy stuff. So, like I said, they eventually were like, okay, we don't think that she's sick. So they ended up taking her to a doctor who said that she was likely around, let's see if we can do this. She was likely 11. So there was a doctor that said that. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, this is not going to work. Okay, let's try it like this. There we go. Oh, shoot. Okay, so that she was like likely 11. They did a bone, like a skeletal test, and you guys, they did. I wonder if this needs to be more wet. But they did a skeletal test and said that she was older than 6. She was likely 11. Eventually, I guess they went and got another opinion from a different doctor. And, oh my god, it got in the black. Should we wipe this off or should we keep trying? But eventually what happened was they went to a different doctor and they got them to change her legal age to 22. And so they diagnosed her with some type of mental disorder that is only found in adults. So what they did with that was she went into treatment for this disorder, and she was in an adult ward, was in there for 2 years, and when she got out, the family did not want her living with them anymore. So they rented her an apartment and like paid for it for a year. They got her signed up for food stamps. They pretty much dipped after that. They moved to Canada and got divorced shortly after. Oh my god, this is a joke. Okay, they moved to Canada shortly after. They got divorced, and that was pretty much it. At one point, Christine said before they left, she went over to Natalia's apartment and saw that there was a bike there and a little girl's dress. So she was like, I bet she's going to go out and scam other families. This was just me seeing if we can save this at all. So she was like, I'm worried that she's scamming other families, but nevertheless, they still left. They didn't know where she was. They got a letter at one point saying that Michael had been taken off of the paperwork for Natalia because she was apparently his beneficiary, or he was her beneficiary for life insurance. So she, the girl, must have taken him off. And, but that was it. Like, that was all they heard. And this happened in 2013. So that seems to be where it ends, except for 2 weeks ago, this couple was charged with neglect of a dependent, and they have both since turned themselves in to authorities. They're out on bond, and it seems like they're going to go to trial, but the crazy thing is no one's heard from Natalia. Like, nobody knows where she is. I'm not sure what happened. It seems like at one point Natalia got evicted from the apartment, so I mean, it could have something to do with that. I don't know where the story came from or how it even started happening, but it's wild. Like, how creepy is that to think that there is somebody potentially who is 22, because they got her legal age changed to 22, pretending to be a kid and like stating their intentions like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna poison you. But something I want to talk about is the first doctor that they took her to said that she was probably 11, not 6. And I don't understand why 5 years later they are, 5 years? 6 years later, they're bringing these charges up. Like I said, I don't know how this happened because no one knows where Natalia is. I don't know why they waited so long, but why are they bringing these up now? And how did the Barnett family not get police involved sooner? Because if you are telling me that you have a little girl that you have been told by an adoption agency is a little girl, there's a dispute about her age, clearly something is mentally wrong with her. Like, she is in some kind of state, or she has an illness, she has an untreated mental illness that either, one, causes her to, she's very mature and causes her to act out and just, maybe she didn't know how old she was. You don't know what kind of life she had before, so she could be 11, she could be 6, but obviously something's wrong with her that's making her want to be violent. And even if you think she is a 22-year-old pretending to be a 6-year-old, something's wrong with her, because why else, what is the motive for that? If you're 22 pretending to be 6 and your intention is to kill this family, you wouldn't just tell them that your intention was to kill them. If you're of sound mind and your intention is to commit a crime against somebody, you don't tell them. So obviously something is wrong with her. So I don't understand why they didn't get the police involved before they left. You don't know how old she is. She needs to be taken care of. Something is wrong with her. Just because she was released from a psychiatric facility doesn't mean she's cured. Because I want to know what happened between the time she got out and the time they left for Canada. Was she showing signs that she was okay? Was she acting fine? Was she like, yeah, I'm 22? I don't know. The husband apparently disagrees with how things were handled. He said that Christine had coached Natalia to say that she was older than she actually was. I don't know what happened, what his approach was when they were together, when they had her in their custody, but like I said, they have since divorced, which is understandable. It's kind of a traumatic experience, but I just think this is the craziest story. The first time I heard it, I was like, there's no way, like, this is fake, but because it was reported on in England, and they're from Indiana, and they moved to Canada. So I'm like, no, like, and the thing is, like, it's on a lot of, like, English websites, like UK websites, but I don't know which UK websites are, like, gossip sites and which are actual news reporting ones. So it's hard to determine with that, but this has been on Elle reported on this, and Fox 5 in Las Vegas reported on it too, so there's got to be something to it. But that's basically what happened. It's wild and crazy and super scary, but definitely a very interesting story, and I want to see what happens and where this goes from here. But I also want to know what you think. Have you heard about this story before? Did you hear the full thing? Do you think that they were wrong for leaving her? Do you think that they were right? Do you think that they should have had the police involved before they just left this girl in an apartment by herself and moved to Canada? Let me know. Also, my poor little craft. I don't know. I feel like people have done that with yarn before though, and it works. So I'm not sure. I just kind of moved the paint all around and I'm gonna see if we can save this somehow. I don't know how I'll do it, but we're gonna see if we can save it, and if I can, either way, I'll post a picture. I'll include a picture of the end product if I turn it into anything that is somewhat salvageable, festive, and cute for spooky season. But, oh man, maybe it's a ghost. It's not a mummy, it's a ghost. Oh my god. Okay, I'm done. I'll post a picture. Let me know if you try this at home. But for now, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you like these types of videos where we talk about like true crime and current events outside of YouTube, or if you'd really just prefer to hear the YouTube tea. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much if you have subscribed. If not, I would really love it if you would like or subscribe to my channel, because it's super fun to just hang out and have a good time, talk about stuff, and just chill together. So please do that. I would love it. And that's all I've got for now. Thank you so much for watching. Go out there and be the voice of reason in a world full of crazies.